to you going back. So now, how did you cultivate this new direction? And what was that new direction?
Okay, so I feel like God orchestrates life.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Christian and I'm a firm believer that when you put your faith in him, he takes care of you. And so literally letting go and saying, I'm not going to be here for this time period for that year, I didn't have fear. I didn't step into my decision making with fear. And I could say that's most likely why I didn't fold. Because
Hey, respectfully, I know my lane, baby. I understand my lane.
because I understood that there's a higher power that guides me and carries me. And I'm gonna tell you this, I prayed for COVID angels, and I'm telling you this is why I didn't get COVID. And y'all might think I'm crazy.
No.
But literally I worked in a classroom that closed 4 times in the year that I worked in it because COVID cases kept popping up.
Wow.
The teachers had COVID, the kids had COVID, I never had COVID. I'm like, those are my COVID angels, y'all need to pray. But so I didn't walk into this with fear at all because I knew who sustained me. And so because I said God orchestrates life, a year before I got fired, the previous February, I did a connect group with my church. I'm a card maker, so I'm making cards. And one of the ladies stays in touch with me. So I call her up and we realize we suck at finishing things and we're going to hold each other accountable. So I set up a Zoom meeting so we can meet once a week. She said once a month. I was like, no, because if we miss a month, then 8 weeks have gone past and we didn't do anything. So every week we're going to meet. So once a week we would meet on the Zoom to hold each other accountable. I told some friends, we grew to like 14 people.
Nice.
Wow.
A year to the date that I was fired, I had registered the business in January, and a year to that date, I had that business where I have to backtrack. This is a year before COVID that I started doing this thing. So when they fired me was a year to the date that I started doing this. And so it's like, I feel God, who orchestrates life, prepared me a path to continue to walk on. So before I even knew that this was happening, I was practicing what he was going to let me walk out in. So now currently run a business called Business Minds Collaborative Inc., where I work with small businesses and hold them accountable. And I had to practice a year before COVID got me fired.
Wow. What's it called again?
Business Minds Collaborative Inc.
Nice. And what is it?
So it is a platform that I run on Zoom where I help to hold small businesses accountable. So most of us start a business while we're at work and we don't have the time to commit to our businesses. So I provide an online platform where it's an hour and a half. You come in, there's a group of whoever signed up to be there. We share our wins, we set our goals. Within there is built in a half hour of work time. So you get to set that goal and work on your business during that half an hour. Brilliant. And then from there, we come back, share our wins, set our intent for the next week. So now instead of you visiting your business every couple of months because you remembered Mother's Day is coming and you need to have some product, you're now working on it consistently. You're seeing how you can market it. You're seeing how you can learn about social media. You're seeing how you can learn about advertising. I bring people in to speak to us every quarter so that we're learning different things. So I'm helping to elevate, educate, and
empower.
That's it's 3 E's.
I wonder where I've heard that mission statement.
Encourage, elevate, and educate.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I encourage them, I educate them, and I elevate their businesses. They're doing the work, but I'm just support.
Nice.
Wow.
That's dope. That's
incredible.
beautiful. Yeah, that's dope. Because a lot of times businesses set goals and it's like, okay, yeah, that's something that we need to do. And then like you move on and do something else, right? So that's a really good way of like organizing it and making sure you get stuff done. So that's great.
And it's also great because like I can definitely assimilate with the necessity of that, because as you have a career that you've already been, you've already designed your life around, but you have this passion, you have this desire to do something different, or to provide an additional stream of income, right? Because for me, I started my clothing line, Splaticus, out of the fear that, bro, like, okay, I took this vaccine, I folded, but I'm one job away from poverty, like complete zero, and that's irresponsible, especially when things are, inflation and things are just getting more and more expensive, and I want to have more autonomy over my time and be more efficient and get more by doing less. Maybe not doing less, but more efficient work. And so it's hard to add something new that deserves more attention than the job of you working for somebody else, which you've curated your life around. And so it's like, doing it on your own to sort of like, chip away at this stone that your life is solidified around is difficult. And so that you have a support system, you have a company that provides a structural support system. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, structure.
Yeah, and it's essential. It's essential because now with hustle culture, and entrepreneurship and people getting high off a hustle hype, right? Oh, you wanna be about this business? You can't sleep. Like what it was like no breaks, no days off.
I'm the total opposite.
Yeah, and exactly.
But
you have to sleep.
But the thing is, I'm saying there's a rise in that kind of content. So why is there a rise in that content? Because more people are paying attention to it, and so more people are paying attention to it. You're going to get more entrepreneurs or people who are going to attempt to go down that path, right?
Yeah.
And so you're, of course, and burnout, but through burnout, you start to learn where your lines are, and you manage that, right?
But you don't have to burn out. That's the point
but the thing is you're providing a service where you're like, whoa. Okay, I know you want to go hard in the paint, right?
That's not sustainable.
But I've with my collective, I've developed a really good way at approaching that, so that you apply the pressure, but you don't destroy yourself in the process.
This is once a week?
Once a week.
Once a week, okay.
And so are you doing, but you're probably having meetings every day, right? Or is it literally just once a week for all of your clients?
So I have two different cohorts. I have a Monday and a Friday.
Okay.
The Monday is evening, 6:30 to 8, and the Friday is a little bit earlier from 4:30 to 6.
And is there like a majority type of business that you see your service attracting, or is it really it's everybody?
So I'm young and I'm new, and currently I have like crafty people, but I also have some service providers. I have like a lady who heard what I do. She's like, I need you, and she didn't have a business at all, so she's literally starting from scratch, and she's a service provider. She's going to be a diabetic consultant. Nice. And so I have like a range, and the vision for my business is that I have a sustainable ecosystem where you can reach people, you can get products all within this ecosystem, and
like networking.
It's a networking place, but it's also a place where you can service people. So we have a soap lady, we have body butter, we have earrings. One of them makes earrings, and we shop from each other for Christmas and stuff.
Right, yeah.
And to create a system where we support each other financially, we support each other educationally. Yeah. Business-wise, we support each other. And as I market my business, I market them, because all of their services are situated on my website. So as you're browsing them. And so I see myself, like for me, when they win, I win. So like during the Black Friday pop-up shop, I don't sell my cards or anything. I just watch them. And at the end, when I speak to them and I hear they're winning, that's where my joy comes. Knowing that I was able to put together something that helps them to go further. That exposes them to people that they wouldn't have been exposed to. And so that's the joy of it. And
so you being a teacher for 20 years, the skills, the incredible skills you've accumulated from that job, what were you able to transfer over to your new adventure? And
I feel like this all came from that, because as a teacher, you get a student, you look at what they are, what they have, you see a vision for where they can go, and you create that plan. Same thing for the business. They come to me, they're like, this is what I have. I'm already a visionary. I spent the last 20 years as a visionary. I've been looking at 25 students per year, seeing what you have and seeing where I can take you. So I'm doing the same thing with your business. It's absolutely a total transfer.
And so even though they're two different things, teaching and, on paper, they're two different things, teaching and the service you provide now, you coming into this, you already had the skills necessary to get this off the ground and to get it to function. You were already building systems. So that's brilliant. I think that's incredible. And I find that people who do something like that, they've been doing something for so long and then they sort of switch, it's what you've learned is still relatable. It actually gives you an edge to so you're not starting from 0. You're starting from 20%. You're always starting from 30, And so I think education, sorry, I don't care about any other occupation. If you go to school to learn how to teach people, bruh, I feel like that is an incredible skill to have because
Because it
it's
can go
applicable.
anywhere.
It gets applicable literally anywhere, right? If you're going to be a supervisor anywhere, a manager anywhere, you're going to be a better manager if you can if you can have the foresight and the ability to be like, okay, I asked you to do this job. It's difficult for you. What do you need support with? Rather than you can't do the job, fired. Find somebody else. You know. And when you keep the people on and you teach them and you show them, look, I care about you. I want you to, be good at this job, and I'm going to do everything I can to educate you because I'm not more knowledgeable about it. They work better. You know, they become a part of whatever system that you're a part of, and they're willing to do more for it.
And also as a teacher, you're innately looking for multiple ways for something to be done because your students aren't grasping it in the same way. So if you have to lay out this plan, you're looking for multiple ways. So when you transfer it to something else, like you said, you go into a situation where somebody doesn't understand something, you can look at what they're doing and already start to come up with a plan of how it can be done differently. So you might not even have to say, how can I help you? You might be able to say, this is what I see you're doing. This is what might improve it. See if that helps.
Right.